following PJ for a long time, and I just want to say congratulations. It was beautiful. It's a wonderful event, and I'm so happy I can be part of it. And now for Paul's father, Paul Sr.
Well, thank you everyone for being here tonight, especially those that traveled all the way down here to play golf. That was a wedding too, wasn't it? Kathy and I would like everyone to know that having PJ and Kristen are two of the best things that ever happened to us. But having said that, there are stories. There always are. And I thought I'd share just a few of them with you tonight. Paul C. Jensen Jr., PJ, the Peach, was born on Labor Day, 1985. And did he bring new meaning to that term? They say that children's personalities are present at birth, and they sure were in our case. Kristen couldn't get out fast enough. Whoop. What was that? Oh, just me, Daddy. I'll have things cleaned up here in a minute. PJ, on the other hand, was a different story. He was laid back and not in a hurry to go anywhere. He enjoyed the warmth and security of the womb in Keller Army Hospital. You might say he wanted the government to stay away from a woman's uterus more than Rick Santoro. So he took his time. You knew I was going to. He took his time, 30 hours to be exact, until a reserve lieutenant colonel assembled his team. We call them SEAL Team 1. And said, boys, we're going in. 2 hours later, we stayed at the incubator at a beautiful little baby boy. Deep, dark black eyes just staring back, observing, assimilating. Those eyes. That's PJ. 6 months later, we go back at that incubator when he had pneumonia. And we watched that little chest breathe up and down heavily, struggling for air. But he pulled through, and 17,296 inhalers later, he's fine. He played baseball and football like his dad. Poorly. But found his passion in wrestling. Why anyone would want to roll around in a sweaty mat in their underwear with a bunch of other guys is beyond me. But he persevered, and that's quite an accomplishment given that Jensens are by birth athletically impaired. But he persevered, and perseverance is an admirable trait of PJ's. He learned that in Paul Jensen camp. If I had a word for PJ, it would be depth. Depth of intellect, depth of emotion, depth of conviction. Kathy calls it being an old soul, and it has always been there. We saw it when he was born, and I see it today as he becomes a man, growing into himself, relying on that quiet inner strength that is quintessentially PJ. And I know Lauren sees it too. He can argue the bark off a tree, which should make him a good lawyer. It was either that or wait tables in the ground round. Culturally interesting, if not financially rewarding. His only source of tips came when Kathy and I threw a $30 tip on a $20 check. Today they call that a stimulus program.
You're gonna eat this week.
We always knew that PJ was very, very smart. We've seen proof of that over and over again. But the ultimate proof of how smart he is came when he asked Lauren to marry him. And Kathy and I are so glad that he did, and we welcome her and her family warmly into ours. Sometimes he can be too smart. We call PJ a vast repository of useless information. He can argue with you about the origins of modern religion to the mating habits of the Australian wallaby. His favorite show is The Factor. He doesn't follow the Red Sox, Bruins, or Celtics, and he thinks American Idol refers to the Statue of Liberty. Oh, actually, that's me, sorry. Sorry. And then came Fairfield. Thank God for Fairfield, because that's when we met Lauren. Lauren knows everything I'm talking about and still showed up today. Thank you, Lauren. Bless you. PJ really did meet his true soulmate in Lauren. From their love of wine to sharing intimate moments on a gorgeous spring day in the law library, they were meant to be. Where else can you find a bookshelf that contains Dostoevsky's The Brothers Karamazov and Robert A. Heinlein's Have Space Who Will Travel? In China, a couple does not know each other until they marry. I think that's true everywhere. And it doesn't stop there. You see, unlike the legal world, in marriage, discovery is a lifelong process. Right, Kathy? We've been married for 34 years and I'm still on probation. I know that comes as a shock to you. But we are blessed to be here tonight. We wish all the love and happiness in the world to Lauren and PJ. And let me just add in closing, PJ, that I know Bob was watching proudly and overjoyed that his very own wedding band now symbolizes your love and commitment to Lauren, as it did for so many years of his for Ellen. Congratulations.